I'm Chad. I'm playing Harry Frommermann. Harry was the organizer of the group. He's the one that put out the ad that drew in the different singers to audition and pulled them together. He was one of the more tragic figures in the group, not that any of them had a good news story necessarily. This was kind of the peak of his lifetime, and he spent the rest of his life trying to recreate the magic that the Harmonists had, and unsuccessfully ended up just working odd jobs for the rest of his life after they disbanded. So what's the most difficult part of this set so far? I would say it's condensing, a 2.5, 3 hour Broadway show into 2-song package that really makes sense to people and has the appropriate context. Not that the music itself isn't difficult enough, but trying to distill that down to its essence in 2 songs is definitely a challenge. I think one of the most exciting things so far has been, because we are trying to pull together, the entire show into 2 songs. We've learned it in pieces with the narrative being separate from the music, and it's been exciting to see that coming together and it's starting to make sense. What aspect of this project am I most excited about? Joe sold us on the message from the beginning. It's one that's easy to get behind, and everything that's going on in the world right now, a message of harmony amidst all the, discord and lack of unity is something that we really want to convey. What did I know about the Comedian Harmonists? Very little, which I think is part of what we're trying to change. Joe kind of took us in from the beginning and sold us on the story. I don't know how many times I heard the phrase "bigger than the Beatles," but that definitely has resonated with us, and we're excited to make sure that a lack of knowledge that we had is something that we can solve that for everybody. One of the things that stood out to me most about their story was the anecdote when they were traveling on the train, and the leadership of the Nazi party was on the same train, and one of the harmonists, reflected, and this is actual, not just in the musical, but in real life, reflected on Hitler having walked right past him. In reflection, I could have changed the course of history. I could have changed everything for my family and for the world if I'd just done something then. So that angst and that regret and that emotion is something that really grabbed me about and made this real for me. One of the most challenging things about the arrangement is, a lot of the time I'll sing lower parts, but I'm singing lead in Barbershop, and in this particular arrangement, the lead part, it gets up there. And stays there for a while. Yeah, I think what's unique about this one, I've only been singing Barbershop a couple of years, but I've never heard this much, a combination of narrative, comedy, music, all in one package. So I think that's going to be a little bit of a risk for us, keeping the audience engaged through those different things maybe they haven't experienced before. I think one of the things that's profound that I would like the audience to take away, aside from just, great music and being entertained and laughing and maybe a little crying, is the message of unity and the message of free expression. And that's something that we hold dear as artists and want to convey to the rest of the society. Everyone come see us in St. Louis. We're putting our hearts and souls into this. There's a lot of work left to be done, and we're excited to put the blood, sweat, and tears in. We're excited to share the message of the Comedian Harmonists and their story with the rest of the world, and hope that everyone appreciates them in the way that we've come to.